Let's review multiplying a fraction in a whole number by solving 2/3 times 12. In class today, we learned that we solve multiplying a fraction in a whole number by multiplying the numerators, and then our denominator stays the same. In this case, we're multiplying 2/3 times 12, so we're going to be really doing repeated addition, where we're listing 2/3 12 times and adding that all together. So we're going to end up with 12 groups of those two parts in the numerator. That's the number part. So I'm going to rewrite it as 2 times 12, and 3 stays in my denominator. Remember, again, if I were to draw out 2/3, I would shade in only two parts. So if I'm going to have 12 of them, I want to figure out how many total shaded parts. So I'm multiplying 2 times 12. The total number of parts in each whole is going to stay 3, which is why we keep 3 in the denominator. So now I'm going to multiply my numerators, 2 times 12, and get 24, and 3 stays in my denominator. Now I can go ahead and simplify because this is an improper fraction. Remember, the fraction line literally means divided by, so I can ask myself, what is 24 divided by 3? It's 8, and 8 is my final answer. What if I flip the multipliers? So what if instead I solve 12, my whole number first, times 2/3, the fraction part? Well, it's actually going to be solved exactly the same way. It's just like when you multiply 2 times 6, it's the same when you switch them and it becomes 6 times 2. So once again, I'm going to multiply my numerators, 12 times 2, and 3 stays in my denominator because each whole is broken up into 3 parts. Now I'm going to multiply and get 24/3 again, and once again, when I divide or simplify, I'm going to get 8. Now I want you to try with a few in your notebook. Solve the following problems. 2 times 1/5, 3 times 7/8, 8 times 3/4, 9 times 1/6. Pause the video, solve these in your notebook, and only press play when you're done solving. Once again, pause the video now and press play when you're done solving these problems in your notebook and you've made sure to show your work. Okay, have you solved all of these problems in your notebook? If not, make sure you press pause and then replay it when you're done solving. Two times 1/5 means that I have 2 1/5. So I'm going to multiply the numerator, 2 times 1, and keep 5 in my denominator. Remember, this means I have 2 1/5, so it makes sense that when I solve it, I have 2/5. Now let's solve 3 times 7/8. Once again, I'm going to multiply my numerators, 3 times 7, and 8 will remain in my denominator. I have 3 7/8, so I'm going to multiply 3 times 7, which is 21, and 8 stays in my denominator. Now I have to turn it into a mixed number, and when I do so, I get 2 and 5/8. Next, 8 times 3/4. Once again, we're going to multiply our numerators, 8 times 3, because we have 8 3/4, and we want to find out how many total shaded parts we have, which is the 3. So 8 times 3 over 4 equals 24/4. And remember, the fraction line literally means divided by, so I could read this as 24 divided by 4, which equals 6. Last one, 9 times 1/6. I'm going to multiply my numerators, 9 times 1. I have 6 in my denominator, and now I'm going to solve. I end up with 9/6, which needs to be turned into a mixed number, which is 1, and 3/6. I'm not done yet because 3 and 6 have a common factor of 3. I'll divide my numerator and denominator by 3 and get 1/2. Okay, I want you to finish up today by working through a few problems of your own. Please open up to your workbook and solve page 63. We'll go over these problems tomorrow after I check them.